If nobody taught you this, please allow me. When it comes to your safety as a young woman in today's world, you need to take it seriously. So I'm just quickly going to share with you some areas you need to look into and some tips on ways to protect yourself. Hello. My name is Jugo. Nice to meet you. So getting right into it, let's talk about protecting yourself in public spaces. Whenever you're walking on the road, try to walk with your head up. We live in an era now where people are always on their phones. You're walking on the street, you have a headphone on, you're scrolling even while walking. You need to walk with your head up so you can be more aware of your environment, more aware of your surroundings. Because just imagine someone is following you and has been following you for a while. How would you notice if your head is in your phone? So I encourage you to always walk with your head up. Look around you. Take note of where you are per time. Try to always know where you are. If you notice someone is following you, I suggest you cross the road. And if the person crosses with you, cross the road again. And the person does that, then you should try to approach someone in a place of business or a shop that is nearby, or try to raise our alarm and create awareness that this person is following you, just so you're sure. Also, as a woman, avoid isolated shortcuts. I had a friend one time that she used to take these shortcuts at 6 a.m. every morning so she could meet up with her company vehicle that was supposed to take her to work. She kept on doing that until one day, one of the guys that, hide around that shortcut to smoke and all that told her that the next time she passes there again, they were going to rape her. And that was when she realized she was taking a huge unnecessary risk because all she had to do was walk the longer route. It wasn't that far anyway. So avoid taking, except you're walking with someone. If you're alone, avoid isolated shortcuts. And let's talk about when you're in a cab or in a bus. This issue, like I said, I'm going to raise it again, this issue of looking at our phones. Try to be aware of your surroundings. Try to know, is this cab, this bus taking you the right direction? Make sure you notice the people around you and what they're doing. I'm not saying be scared or be anxious over everything. Just take note of these things. Even if you want to look at your phone, then make sure you are looking up at intervals, just so you know what is going on around you. See, and the truth is that misfortune can meet anybody anywhere. But sometimes when it comes to these dangerous situations, these bad people, they are not stupid. It's easier to pick on someone who is unaware, someone who is not even taking note of things around her. So it's easier to prey on such a person. You understand? It's just like, let me give an example, like in the animal kingdom, the predators pick on prey that are just grazing without unawares, or the weak ones. So being aware at any given time is your best bet for staying safe. If you're in an Uber or a taxi, try to share your location with a friend, with someone. It's not that big of a deal sharing location anyway. I mean, the time you would spend scrolling your phone, just quickly share your location with someone so that people can know where you are per time. And say you're in a bus and everyone has alighted and it's just you left. This has happened to me before. In fact, it was when I visited Lagos. I was even a teenager then. I had to tell the bus driver to drop me off. I'd rather walk the rest of the way. So if you find yourself in that position, if you can, especially if it's at night, just alight that vehicle and try to get another one. Or if it's somewhere you can walk the rest of the way, do that. Especially if you're alone. Most of these instances is if you're alone. Just take the necessary precautions. Now let's talk about protecting yourself online. Yes, this is also a thing. It's important as well. If you're someone that enjoys putting yourself out there, being online, showing what you do, showcasing your activities, great. but try as much as you can to avoid sharing too much, too much personal details. Say for instance, your address or your personal phone number or your vehicle registration number. Try to avoid oversharing so that people don't know too much of intimate details about you. I would also recommend avoid sharing your location in real time. Say you're at an event, a wedding, or a party, you could post about it, a few hours after the event is over. You also need to be careful about online friendships. Yes, I know it's a digital world. There are so many great people you can meet in the online space and even become great friends. So I'm just saying, try to soft pedal, be careful. Try to, when you want to meet these people, try to meet them in public places for the first time, get to know them before allowing them to get too close to you. Because it's a crazy world. There's so many crazy people out there, and you can't tell just by looking at their profile picture, even if it's a woman like you. I don't know if you've ever been approached by some people in your DMs acting as they will use a picture of a popular person acting as a mentor or posing as somebody that wants to be your helper. Try to cross check. Try to be careful because there are a lot of scammers just moving around these days. When people start asking you, especially when it involves funds or asking you for some of your personal information, so that should raise red flags. So you need to play it safe and be careful. A lot of ladies have gotten into trouble via DMs. So we don't want that. Now let's talk about protecting yourself at home. This is for you, especially if you're maybe a student or just a young lady living by herself. You're not with your parents, you're not in a family house, you probably don't have a roommate. Please always lock your doors when you're at home. Lock your doors. It doesn't matter how supposedly safe your estate or your compound is. If you're the only one at home, just lock your doors, and it mustn't be till it's nighttime. Yes, of course, nighttime you should check your doors before going to bed, but to be sure. But even during the day, try to lock your door. Even when your door is locked and somebody is knocking, it's best to, take a peek and know be sure of who is knocking before you open the door to just let anybody in. Don't just be like, oh, come in. No, don't do that. And please, I want to point this out. Whenever you have handymen over, when I say handymen, I mean, electricians, plumber, people that want to do some work for you in the house, especially a male, it is best to leave your windows open. Try to leave even the front door open as well. Don't just lock yourself in the house with them all by yourself. Try to leave your door open because I know you want to be inside to watch them and monitor them while they do the work, but make sure your doors are open. Make sure your windows are open. Don't be them all by yourself. I know you're an adult. I know you can take care of yourself, but this is just you taking extra care of yourself. So let's talk about some everyday safety habits you should just make a part of your life. Number one, let someone know where you're going. Doesn't matter if you're single, doesn't matter if you live alone, just try to let someone know where you're going. You can have your best friend, your girlfriend, your family, your boyfriend, or somebody you can call and say, yeah, hi, what's up? I'm going to so place today. It's that simple. Let someone know where you're going in a day. It's as easy as just dropping it as a chat for a friend, for someone, or family. Try to keep your emergency contacts accessible. Most Android phones now, you have a place for emergency contacts. So please try to make sure you have an emergency contact, even when your phone is locked. A contact that can be accessed even when your phone is locked. Number 3, avoid announcing your plans loudly, especially over the phone. This is especially for those of you that don't know how to make calls quietly or talk in low tones. But when something is really important, it involves your schedule, your movement, your activity, try to lower your voice. Sometimes I recommend for calls. If something is really important, just walk away from people and just, make your call in hushed tones. Because I have an uncle that used to make calls, like you could know everything about him just from his phone calls. It doesn't matter if he's driving, if he's in the compound, even if you're in the next building, you can hear him talking about his plans and what he wants to do. The man didn't know how to make calls. Like you could just hear everything. And I always used to fear for him, like, oh my God, Jesus. Ah, may God help us. So all of this is not to scare you. It's just to enlighten you. Sometimes we overlook some of these things in our day-to-day activity. So this is just to remind you to stay safe out there. Always look after yourself. I care about you and I want you safe at all times. So share this video with a friend. And if you have any safety tip, that you apply to yourself, you apply in your life, please share with us in the comments. Comment it down below so that, we're a community here so that we can all learn. Until next time, bye.